So I would like to try something. Give me a like if you like or a comment. I want to share a story, a disturbing story. So, parental advisory warning, this is for mature ears only. One of many disturbing memories from my childhood. I was about 10 years old, and my family had started attending a new church, and we were getting to know these new families. And this one family had a grandmother that everyone at the church called her Mamacita. They say, "Oh, she's so cute. She's so nice. She's so sweet. Mamacita." One day I remember overhearing Mamacita say, "Oh, men, they're going to sow their wild oats. Let them sow their wild oats." I had lots of questions about sex at that age still, but I understood what she was saying. Understood she was saying men are not responsible for their actions sexually. And I was shocked. Why is nobody saying anything? Aren't we at church? What's going on? Within a year, that Mamacita's grandson, her 25-year-old grandson, impregnated my best friend's sister, who was 13 years old. But he got her drunk. She passed out. He raped her. She got pregnant, had to raise that baby, but thankfully her family pressed charges and he went to prison. And we all were witnessing this unfold. All of the whole church was watching this unfold, right? Um, our family left that church, thankfully. And another year or so later, I went to a church camp, and the granddaughter of Mamacita started talking to me. She is younger than me, was younger than me, and started telling me in confidence that her cousin had been raping her. So the grandson of Mamacita, who was older than her, had been raping her for like a year or something while we had been attending that church. I can't remember what had resolved from that situation. If her family took him to court, it was her own cousin. Um, I was pretty traumatized myself by taking her burden and hearing her story, but I understood that this was all coming from a root issue of a culture that normalizes and dismisses when men are irresponsible for their actions, for their bodies, for, you know, pregnancy is like the second killer of women after domestic violence. Pregnancy is dangerous for women. And yet men are just, it's okay, sow your wild oats. I understood that family, all of those issues. The granddaughter of that grandmother suffered. The grandsons were suffering because they were told, let men be men. Let men sow their wild oats. So I'm not speaking just to men, I'm speaking to a whole culture that supports this, to women and to mothers and to fathers and parents that don't teach their sons to be responsible for their bodies. And instead, a whole culture that is blaming women for getting raped, for just wow.